Sergeant Aziza, what a badass. He still didn't have to point the gun at Lara, but, you know, all's forgiven for what he did. He really did deliver and clear up the path. So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 4 The Last Revelations. This is 115 speaking. Let me welcome you to the final level of Cairo, the Citadel. You know, finally. This is what we've been trying to reach the entire time. This is where Jean-Yves is being held. This is where we are supposed to meet our old mentor Von Croy. I mean, what could go wrong? Well, actually a lot of things. This level combines all the things I don't like about Tomb Raider 4, but you know what? Let's at least make it a slightly better by enjoying another cutscene. Cutscenes I really like about Tomb Raider 4, and I'll explain what I don't like a bit later on.
Thank God you made it. Von Croy, I saw it myself. I would not believe such a thing. He's possessed of Set.
Get out of here, Jean. I have a feeling things may turn nasty.
He's digging under the Citadel, into the Crusaders' vaults, in search of the ceremonial tablet. The tablet which contains Set's binding incantations. Be careful, Lara. I fear there are things in the vaults man was not meant to see.
I'm not a man, Jean, and I'm always very, very careful.
We have it. The ancient ceremonial tablet. Take it and prepare it. And see if the Croft woman has arrived with our armor.
I can't help it. Those undead crusaders Von Croy was resurrecting were absolutely adorable. Oh well, what is about monsters and old graphics that just makes them so cute? Anyway, I guess we're too spoiled. Jean-Yves is safe. Von Croy did a poor job of trying to exchange him for the armor because, lo and behold, we still have all the armor pieces in our inventory and our friend is safe. So why won't Lara just walk away and leave? Well, we are missing one item. If you remember back in Karnak, when Von Croy imprisoned us with the Guardian of Semerket, the cause of 2 additional deaths in my walkthrough, something I will never forgive to Von Croy. He really did that by taking away the Amulet of Horus from its receptacle, and that's what we are missing. It's actually part of the armor that belongs on the breastplate, which is not really made obvious. So using the amulet and armor, that's the only way we can apparently seal away Seth, and that's what we need to do. So that's the reason why we are gonna push deeper, but honestly, something tells me that Lara's professional curiosity would not let her just walk away. She wants to meet Von Croy and see what's true about what Jean-Yves told her, you know, about him being possessed by Seth and that sort of thing. Anyway, things I don't like. Okay, where do I begin in this level? So, did you know that the way to continue is not opening up the obvious door, but instead to burn her away not at the rope attached to the tablet, but one in the next room to ensure that the tablet falls down and breaks the floor tiles, revealing the actual passage into the dig site that Von Croy has made? Well, in case you didn't know, now I'm telling you. Obvious, isn't it? Now, the frustration will just grow further. There are certain traversal passages in this level that take too long, require no thinking, and are dull as hell. I will explain those as we approach them, you know, and really sorry if you laugh or enjoy this level. I personally don't. I feel like it's the worst Cairo has to offer, but alas. Okay, so first things first, let's press the lever, which should open up the path to continue, but it's more like a joke. And I remember something similar being present in, I think, Palace Midas, a Colosseum in Tomb Raider 1. I remember there was a very obvious double door, and all it revealed like an Uzi's clips pickup, or I think a large health bag or something along those lines. Or maybe it was the Colosseum, right? We continued by dropping down into the swimming tunnel, not by continuing into the very obvious open double door. So, you set the rope on fire, and what this will do is it will cause this tablet that was there to fall, shatter, and reveal the passageway. In case you were thinking that the double door reveals something, well, yeah, it's a pickup, so in our case it's mandatory, you know, it's not like it's completely pointless or anything like that. So, having the torch, let's delve down, you know, it feels good knowing that Jean-Yves is safe. On the other hand, I don't think he's gonna be Lara's friend anymore when he realizes his bike is shattered to pieces due to the car explosion. But it did help kill a dragon, for all that's worth. But I bet it was like some keepsake or memento from his dad or grandpa or something, and yeah, it was just unceremoniously shattered. Okay, so mind the white shot shells here, very easy to miss, and now we enter an area I really don't like. That ninja, true to his name, is really going to make our life a living hell. So, this is actually a funny mechanic, so let me explain. First of all, I'm gonna try and make it, yeah, across, still holding the torch, cool. So the ninja is standing next to a lever at the very top. By the way, we can't get to the very top because the stairway is broken. We're gonna have to get creative. That's fine and well. But see what he does? The moment you approach, he triggers the lever and few flame jets will start. When you go back, they will stop. When you go in, they start. You might be wondering, how the hell does he see us? Well, actually he's above us. He has sort of a clear view at Lara. It's really hilarious to thinking about him, you know, giggling and being there, turning it on and off. It's quite funny. But he's gonna get what's due. We no longer need the torch. First things first, the most important thing is, of course, for me, the secret. So, the stairs here are not completely broken, so we can still make use of them. And now we are gonna monkey swing across. And I would really suggest you do this as the first order of business, because this will give you an excuse to drop down, and you want to drop down as soon as possible to start climbing up. Wait a second, Lara, that made no sense. Can we try that again, please? Oh, right, we don't need to make a forward jump, we can just grab it here. Or not? Hold on a sec. What? Really? I need to be turned correctly? So it seems like there was not enough space for both of Lara's arms, and that's why it didn't work. Huh. Well, now that we are here, and we heard the lovely secret chime, let's actually climb down and light up a flare so we see what is it we're getting our hands on. My goodness, these levels are so dark. Okay, so, large health pack, and what's the other thing? Flash grenades. So many flash grenades lately, like 4 packs in a row. What are we to do with them? I truly don't know. I don't think the developers know either. Okay, let's get rid of the flare. Actually, it doesn't matter, we don't need to, because all we can do at this point is just to drop down and pray for mercy. Hope there's something soft. Thankfully, there's water. Now we can't really climb out of here, over here. We need to actually get into an adjacent area. First things first, there is this central room pool from which we can climb. Before we do that, it's also adjacent via an underwater tunnel over here. But here also, like in the first pool, we cannot climb out. It's just in case you fall down, you can always swim back from either of those pools into the central one. Now the central one is important because it's the only one that allows you to climb out, but also it contains, not flash grenades, super grenades this time around. Finally. Now, how exactly do we climb up? Oh yeah, a bit of awkward angle to jump, but that should be about it. Okay, let me see. Okay, Lara, you can do this. Come on, come on. Thank you. I mean, after what we pulled off in the first chambers of Toulon, I'm not as impressed, but it's good to stay in shape. And now, you might be wondering, well, how do we get up? Well, in order to get up, you actually need to get down. You can even jump there, go up the stairs and all that ledge, but from there you can really do nothing. What we are gonna have to do is actually start shimmying A lot of shimmying. It's not fun, let me tell you. We're gonna do this for quite a while. So, one of the things I don't like about Tomb Raider 4 is it lets you linger with a lot of its traversals, you know? I'm not sure... I mean, I get it. If I was a level designer, I would also want to do some spiral shimmying to utilize that corner shimmying and make for something that looks cool. Is it fun to do? Absolutely not. Maybe if there would be some sort of crawling involved or timing or something like that, sure, why not? Secondly, they're gonna be pushing block puzzles that are gonna be long, take a lot of time. Not as long as the Lost Library of Alexandria, but still longer than they should. Thirdly, there is gonna be one absolutely nonsensical puzzle involving a lot of swimming. Now, you know me, I love swimming in Tomb Raider games, but this puzzle is directly tied to the water levels, but it still makes no sense, and I will explain once we get there. Furthermore, it will have some unkillable enemies. Furthermore, it will have some unavoidable damage, very poorly cryptic hints, and also it will have some enemies situated at such positions that they might drop items that will become unavailable. So all in all, it contains all the different frustrations and offers them up in one package in this Citadel level, and I feel the sooner we get it over with, the better. From what I remember, there is some really cool stuff in the next chapter of the game. I don't want to spoil it or anything like that. Okay, we have the small health pack. And now I believe we can make a running, grabbing jump. That's why we're able to stand up as opposed to a crawl. Very good. And get those Uzis ready, Lara. That's one ninja. Not the one controlling the lever. That one's gonna be up ahead. But we're gonna deal with him. You know what? I think shotgun will be better because we'll be able to get fairly close. Yep. Without him having line of sight. Nice. He drops nothing. So let's take care of the left. Oh, whoa, whoa, what's... No. You... How dare you? You wait for a lady to finish pushing the lever. God damn it. Okay, that was my mistake. I should have first looked at our back. Bloody ninjas. Doing what they do best. Okay. Now, here is another thing I don't like about Tomb Raider 4, is that many areas feel started but unfinished, and let me show you another example. So you can take a shortcut and drop down here to the large health pack, take a lot of damage in the process. That's not what I mean. The problem I have is with this crawl space up ahead. Now I'm not gonna show it to you and climb into it because that would result in our death, but the crawl space leads around the corner behind the flame trap, allowing you to drop down and avoid the flames, but break Lara's neck in the process. I will show you what I mean from the bottom once we reach it, okay? So it seems like there was some intended path for that, yet it was really never fully finished or wrapped up or anything like that. Okay, very minor damage taken here. I still think it's worth it. And you know what? Can we pick up the torch? Yay! Okay, awesome. Our trusty companion. I don't think we can pick up items now, can we? Yeah, not really. Okay, so let's pick up the health pack. And over here is where you can drop from the end of the crawl space all the way up there. So the first hole in the ceiling was where the ninja could see if Lara is approaching the flames or not. The second one you can reach from the crawl space and make an even larger drop. No, this is not a ladder texture allowing you, or rewarding you for finding a workaround, nothing like that. It's just an odd unfinished crawl space like that. Very strange. Okay, let me welcome you to a really beautiful room, the so-called compass room. I love that the sickly green light from the, well, green skybox we've seen in Cairo so far also reflects on the windows shining here. That is really cool. Okay, so let's get rid of the torch for now and collect a couple of goodies that are around the corners of this room. So most impressively, the super grenades. Should probably have saved it up for last, but there you have it. Least impressively, nothing. So that cancels each other out. Then, still not impressively, a small health pack, but finally I believe there will be some standard issue grenades. Whoa, nice accuracy with sprinting, I have to pat myself on the back. There we go, room cleared. Now, what do we do in room? We use compass to figure out forward north. Good, we put N, meaning north, to the northern one. And the rest is just as obvious. So we put west to west, east to east. And by the way, there is a reported bug that if you put the incorrect ones through their paces, I don't think the bug triggers if you pass over them in one fluid pushing or pulling motion, but if even for a little while you do that, you might trigger a bug which will make the room unsolvable, that even if you then reposition them correctly, the door surrounding the room will never open. So that's why I'm so careful, and I'm trying to put those that are closest to their destination in the spot first to eliminate possibility for that bug triggering. Otherwise, you bet I would have started with south, the longest one, and then just wrap up the others. Okay, there we go. Alright. Remember my complaints about the pushing and pulling back when we were dealing with the lightning rod? So Lara pretends there's not enough space for her to pull it back, and yet she can squeeze into no space when it comes to pushing. Ah, double standards, Lara, double standards. See, this wouldn't happen if... Oh, God damn it. This wouldn't happen if the blocks or movable objects would be taking up the entire square. Yeah. But anyway, there we are. So close. And I'm not sure if this is really even based on some real compass room in Cairo somewhere. If it is, I'm definitely going to check again the Archaeology of Tomb Raider website and artifactual articles, just to see if this is based on something real. And if I'll find something on the amazing website, I'll of course provide the links in the description. Don't you worry, you will not miss out on anything. Finally, Lara, thank you. Even the positioning is awkward with these things. Don't know why. I would expect all the movable objects to behave the same way, but apparently not. There we go. All three doors open, you can choose freely. So, there is the eastern one, northern one, and the western one. The southern one we appeared from, but it's still necessary to put the pedestal in to open the other three, okay? So, first, let's go into the western one. Not only is there a goodie, but if you go in the eastern one, you will find a lever which will do nothing at this point, which the game doesn't tell you, which leads to confusion and frustration and me not liking this game. God damn it. So, flares and drop down into a particularly interesting water maze. Make sure to first go south, yeah, as shown on the compass. The southern tunnel is what you're interested in first, whilst you have a full breath bar. And you'll be looking for a ceiling switch to pull. Okay, so let's align Lara well. Oh, wow, that went easier than expected. Usually it's much more difficult. Cool. And we have just closed the trapdoor behind us. You might be wondering, well, that helped. It did. But again, it's a puzzle that doesn't make sense. So, you know, put yourself in that mindset. What we basically need to do is we need to decrease the water levels in this room so that in an adjacent room with adjacent stream of water, wow, that's really hypnotizing, we can pull a switch. That's the entire purpose. And for some reason, the water levels cannot be lowered if the trapdoor above is not closed. I think it has something to do with sucking air out of this room via this tubing. I have no idea. Don't ask me how that works. So you need to close this first, otherwise the switch in the eastern room of the compass room will do nothing. Furthermore, there is a lever you can only push without water, for whatever reason, but by now we expect this kind of mechanic. And then there is a tunnel which leads to the northern room, you know, so we can reach it like this, not enter it normally via the door that opened in the compass room. And yeah, so that lever I shown you just a few seconds ago will be able to push once we decrease the water levels, and then this one will only be able to interact with once we decrease the water levels twice. But what's really confusing is that it doesn't actually show on the actual water levels. This puzzle irritates me to no end because it could have been so satisfying and so much fun. Instead it's neither. Yeah. And all just to open up this door which leads into the final part of the Citadel. Yeah, that's about it. Nevertheless, revolver ammo, hooray! And now I'm actually gonna try and do something fun. We'll see how miserably that will work out, but use that flash grenade ammunition we've been storing. Because we are gonna enter a room with two ninjas. Alright? So rather than, you know, killing them like a boring person, let's get our hands on a shotgun. But Lara will reload the grenade launcher first, which slows us down somewhat. Ah, the columns stop bullets. God damn it. Well, that didn't work out at all. Oh well, you know, I feel good about wasting a flash grenade. But, the columns, the pellets, I should have known from the palm tree back in the street bazaar level. Oh well. So now, the water level has decreased somewhat. And if you remember, you know, you might be wondering, okay, let's re-enter the same way we did via the western room. No, we closed the trapdoor behind us. We have to use the northern room again to go back, and now we'll be able to push the lever that was flooded. But see, the water levels decreasing does not actually reflect in this room, which makes no sense. Ah, damn it. Quality control. Guys, quality control. I know, they had no time. Annual releases are an absolute hell. I'm actually in my new job working on an annual project that was supposed to have half a year preparation. Instead, it had 3 weeks preparation. It is hell, let me tell you. Okay. Learning a lot about video game development from developing software, strangely enough. Actually, not strangely, that makes perfect sense. Okay, now, let's pick up those Uzi clips, but that's not the reason why we pressed the lever. What this did was that it... So here's the thing, it decreased the water level further, but not in the room where you would think it would, where the trapdoor is open. No, it actually did it in the northern tunnel. I don't understand. I really don't. But the music means something good happens, so let's roll with it. Okay. First things first, I am going to blow away a ninja. And I have a very good reason for that. No, Lara, you were supposed to blow him away, not... God damn it. Okay. Okay, we can still do it. Oof. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Okay, I feel we are still good. Right? We are good, aren't we? I hope we are. Okay. Wait a second. This ninja was supposed to drop something. He was supposed to drop a small health pack. Oh no. I thought blowing him up with a grenade would solve the problem, but it doesn't seem to. Let's see if it maybe it spawned underneath. No, nothing like that. My friends, I will have to restart the level. The issue I was worried about, we have unfortunately encountered. Yeah, so I will see you back at this spot, and I will hope that this ninja will die in a good enough position so as not to not spawn the small health pack. You know what, I'm probably gonna try and lure him into this corridor. Well, wish me luck, and until then, I will see you back at this spot. I'm gonna give it another shot. Okay, here I am back again. So, I've painstakingly repeated everything we did up until this point. Our health situation is a bit better, and I also have a plan. So first of all, let's pull this and open up a path. There we go, and what I'm going to do instead... Oh shit, we're gonna take a lot of damage, aren't we? What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna try and lure this guy into the corridor, so I can ensure that wherever he drops the small health pack, it will not be anywhere in between those columns, or actually it's clipping inside them that I'm worried about. Okay, where's that small health pack? Oh, thank goodness. There it is. So... Yep, this is what I'm talking about, and it's really interesting because we blew him apart before on this very tile, and there was no small health pack. I would be surprised if it was trying to spawn in one of these columns. Anyway, be aware that this can happen, alright? So this was a very good demonstration of that. Now, let's see. Oh no, I know what's up ahead. Oh dear goodness. Okay, so let's make it through the crawl space. And now we are gonna encounter a very impressive kind of enemy. Ooh, basically the ultimate evolution of skeletons. There they are, wearing shields, proper swords, undead crusaders, and also chainmail armor. You cannot blow these guys' limbs off, you cannot blow their heads off, you cannot blow them apart with explosives, nothing works. If you try and suppress them with pistol fire, that works to an extent. They will raise their shield and stop moving. Now, what we want to do is have one of them swing their blade at this scaffolding over here, clearing up a path. How are you supposed to know that? Yeah, good. Your guess is as good as mine. Basically, that's what we're gonna do. Now, I find it very difficult to avoid taking damage here. So instead, let's suppress one of them so that only one of them makes it here by constant gunfire. See, you cannot see it very well, but he raised his shield, he's blocking. And also crouch. You should not take full damage in that case. Perfect. Okay, the path is clear. Lara. Oh. Okay, how do we climb up? Can I do this? Oh, okay. And the damage we took, worth it. It was like, what, 1/6, 1/7 of a health bar? Totally doable. So crouching helps, I noticed. Now, we got out of there. So these are two unkillable enemies. We can end the entire Cairo chapter with just a few steps. But before that, Uzi clips, flares, and of course, there is still a second remaining secret in this level. So what are we to do? Well, first of all, let me make something abundantly clear. The moment you approach that very sinister glowing light, that's the end of the road. Actually, even if you approach these pillars. So we're gonna stay away from there. Instead, I'm gonna show you where to get your hands on the second secret. Now, I was so happy when I uncovered this secret because, yes, I'm one of those people who painstakingly checks every single pit in the game if there are some goodies, a fake letter or a secret inside. And when I found this, I was really happy that that finally paid off. So yeah, this is, however, very tricky secret, simply because it's another very tight room filled with another pair of undead raised crusaders. Yep, that was the secret chime. You can already see one of them shuffling around, so make sure you pick up an item and then start getting the hell away from there. And there are 5 items to pick up. So we have flash grenades, we have explosive arrows, whew. Then we have revolver ammo. Lara. Okay, so let's go for the health pack then. Okay, then we have white shots, probably not worth the damage we're gonna take. And yeah, so back to the revolver ammo. So all these 5 goodies, and again, these guys are invincible, don't bother going explosive on them, instead go back to the catacombs like this. So in case you are wondering where does this slippery slope come from, it's from secret number 2. With that in mind, oh my goodness, let's wrap up Cairo. So let me show you the statistics screen. So this was the Citadel, which I almost had to, I had to repeat in almost an entirety due to that one small health pack not being dropped properly. So we have found all 24 items, we have killed 6 out of 10 enemies simply because the 4 undead crusaders, the ultimate evolution of the skeleton enemies, are not killable. Thankfully they're slow, so that's something. And we have found all 2 secrets, bringing us to 62. Only 8 more secrets remaining in the entire game, and from what I remember, the next chapter after Cairo is longer, not shorter. But it's, you know, there are less secrets to be found all around, so maybe for some of you that will be less interesting. And there is also no FMV cutscene when Lara switches between Cairo and the next area, which, yeah, that was quite a disappointment. Nevertheless, there will be one in-game engine cutscene, which is really cool. So let me make a save here. And by the way, interesting background information. I might sound tired, and that's because my voice that you heard at the beginning of the City of the Dead is the same voice you hear from the same day. I have recorded all Cairo levels in one day. I'm going to have some well-deserved break, and I'm gonna start basically working on the next couple of levels. I'm looking forward to wrapping up Tomb Raider 4, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For now, let's encounter Von Croy and listen very closely to his voice. Think about whether you find it hilarious or scary, or perhaps a bit of both.
Come in, possession.
And in return?
I will grant you vigor as those around you fall. You shall command the ultimate power, that of life or death over those you choose at your side. And in return, they will bow at your feet and give worship.
Got my fair share of that already. And besides, give a jackal your hand, and he'll bite off the whole arm. Barking mad.